We came to the end of today's session. So Kailash is the last speaker for today. So here is Kailash, who is currently serving as a senior QA lead manager at Three Pillar, and he is having a 15 years of experience in the tech industry with a strong focus on QA engineering and automation. And he'll be helping us or delivering an interactive talk to session on elevating API testing and mocking data using Microsoft tool Playwright. So over to you, Kailash. The stage is all yours.
Yep. Thank you, Komal. Sorry, Payal. So let me share my screen. Just give me a moment, please. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, I want to say thanks to ATA GTR 2024 for inviting me on this conference, and also want to say thanks to all the jury members who feel like I deserve for this conference. So without wasting time, I just start. Let me share my screen quickly because I have only 30 minutes. I have to show so many things. My voice is clear. Can you please confirm?
Yes,
Screen
Kailash, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can see your screen and you click.
Okay, thank you. So today topic is very interesting. So it's on Playwright, which is elevating the API testing and mocking the data using Microsoft tool Playwright. So myself, Kailash, so I'm working as a senior QA lead manager in Three Pillar, and I have decade of experience. And so basically started my career as a manual tester. So I work almost 1 or 2 years. Then I work in some tool like UTP, then test complete, and then almost spent 5 to 6 years in Selenium. And from last 5 to 6 years, mainly I'm working on Cypress and Playwright. So today topic is on Playwright. So I hope you will enjoy it. So let's move to the agenda. Yeah, so here is the agenda. So I will just give the introduction of the Playwright, then how can you set up in two way. Basically we can set up using the downloading the exe, or we can directly basically use the with the VS Code plus using the some npm package. And then I will explain some of the feature of the Playwright that make him really unique and that differentiate from the other tools. Definitely in the other tool they have some of the feature are there, but still in Playwright there is some new thing basically that I will just showcase you, and then I will go to the API automation. Then I will show how can we mock the API basically. And finally, I will go with the some best practice of the Playwright. So introduction to Playwright. So Playwright come in 2020. So basically Playwright come after Cypress. So normally what happen when the new tool is come to the market, we compare with the previous tool. So normally people compare with Playwright with the Cypress. So but I would say both have its own pros and cons. So totally depend upon the your company requirement, your project requirement. So both tool are awesome. So in Playwright, actually, they have done some couple of good things. Like one of the thing that you can see here, they are supporting couple of language here. In Cypress, we have the TypeScript and JavaScript. But here in Playwright, you can see TypeScript, JavaScript, C#, Java, and Python. They are supporting most of the thing. And other thing, good thing that I love about the Playwright, I will show with the demo that Peddler support. They support the Peddler execution plus they have a inbuilt basically GitHub action. Basically, I would say they have an inbuilt GitHub action. When you install the Playwright, you have an option to you want to keep the YAML file for your CI/CD pipeline, yes or no, basically, right? So couple of good feature in Playwright. So I will recommend you guys just to try. So let's move to the next slide quickly. Some of the feature of the Playwright. So cross browser, cross-platform, cross-language, I already mentioned, support most of the languages. So TypeScript, JavaScript, Python, .NET, and Java. Playwright Spectre, it is a great, I mean, one of the good feature of the Playwright that I will showcase with the demo. Tracer view. So tracer view just for the debugging purpose. So debugging in Playwright they have given a kind of, I would say, advanced feature using the tracer view, this tool tracer view. So where you can with in every millisecond or second you can just track where what is happening with your application, or where when you are logging, you are entering, everything will capturing, and you can go through the tracer view, and you can easily, basically, I mean to say, it's very easy for debugging tracer view. Auto-wait mechanism there, browser context mechanism in Playwright. I will explain one of the example here. And another one is the sharding concept is there in Playwright. So I will go when my slide basically complete. So these are basically setup, how we can set up. There are two commands basically. Either we can install directly with the yarn or npm package, or you can just use the VS Code, just type install Playwright, it will automatically start installing. And during the installation it will ask you to couple of things. First, by default, basically TypeScript, so you can switch type in between the TypeScript and JavaScript. Other thing that I mentioned just few seconds back, it will ask you want to keep the YAML file for your CI/CD pipeline, yes or no. If you say yes, then it will automatically create the YAML file, and you can basically, and it will provide default YAML file. And basically I want to say it help us basically in creating the YAML file for the CI/CD. So we do not have to do much. If you have a bit knowledge of YAML file, how we create our pipeline. So Playwright basically just helping with providing all these things in this tool actually. Some of the amazing features. So before coming to this, so let me quickly show you the how Playwright look basically. So just a minute, let me show you. So this is the Visual Studio. So here I have installed Playwright. So by default, actually this come like that. Node module is here. Test folder is here. There are a couple other things, you can just ignore it. Config file is there. Node module already there, right? So in the config file, you can see here right now, I have just commented the other browser, but you can see by default it support Chrome, Firefox, WebKit, and mobile. I mean, mobile also support the responsiveness. You can also test the responsiveness with the mobile Chrome, mobile Safari, and all, right? And apart from that, in the line number, you can see in the line number 22, I will show you. It will support the worker concept is here in the Playwright. So you want to run your test cases in a two or three or four worker as per your configuration, you can do here actually, right? And other thing about this test is the default folder that come. You can just change the name of this folder. Suppose you want to implement page object model, so you just can update this, and you can create as per your requirement. But by default, test is the folder that come when you install the Playwright actually, right? So this is the thing, and let's quickly go to the slide again one time. So let's start with the one of the concept here, the browser context concept here. First feature that Playwright have. So browser context concept, basically Playwright create a multiple. So if you see here, I have mentioned Playwright create a multiple browser context within a single browser instance. This is useful when you want to test multiple user functionality like role-based and chat. So let me give a use case. Suppose you want to test a role-based testing. You want to do role-based testing. Suppose I am an admin and I have given two more user like some other access, like in to one user I have given only edit access, and other user I have give edit or delete access, and I want to test it, right? So how I will do using this browser context concept, it will launch the browsers is one instance of the browser and multiple contexts. When I say context, I mean to say incognito window basically, right? In multiple context, it will open the different incognito window, and in different incognito window, you can do the perform the different activity. Even you can open different application also, different. I mean to say different application, like in one application you are suppose, if I take example of the single application like admin role use case. So suppose you have open abc.com. In one context here you are just giving access to the user one. In second contact, user one is accessing, he's just making sure, okay, whatever the access admin given to me is available or not. Similarly for the context three, this guy can see, okay, admin given me the delete access or edit access, both I am able to do or not. So at the same time you can do testing in the single using a single browser instance. You don't need to create the multiple object of the browser. So using the single instance, you can create the you can test your application. So benefit simple, since each test has separate browser profile, this helps you to reduce the interface within test case, because all the three contexts will run independently. They are not dependent to each other. So no interference within the test case, improve the test readability, debugging easy, isolate log, test data, reduce the flakiness, and clear the test environment. So let me quickly show the one small demo. So let me open my Visual Studio here. Yes, just give me a moment. For that, I have to run this command here. So this is I would say this is very amazing concept. So you can, if you want to test, you can do basically, just a minute. So, okay. So here is my test case. Let me quickly show you the browser context first of all. So here you can see this is the one browser I have created one object. So I have three contexts here. In one context, I am just opening this guy here and login with John. In the second context, I am just opening this Lambda test site and login into this. In the third context, I am login with the Peter, same website. So let me quickly show you how it will work. Just a minute. So it will launch single browser. It will launch three contexts. So you can see in one browser, it will log in with John. In other browser, it will open the Lambda test site. You can see here, it already log in with John. And third, it will log in with the Peter. It will just log in. Yeah, here you can see Peter, right? And in the last, if you see in my code, what I did here in the line number 32, I am saying first page bring to front. The bring to front is a method in Playwright. So that will, what it will do, it will bring the first page. I mean, first context. What is my first context here? My first context is this. So it will bring this page into the front. You have to perform some activity. If you want to, now after doing the activity, I mean, when I say activity, I mean to say, suppose you want to add some add some product into the cart, then you want to go again to this side, then you can write the code this way, and then you can perform here also. So right now, if you can see here, I am logged in here, I am logged in here, and I am logged in the third one also. So single browser, and if you see here, just give me, if you see here, all the browser I incognito. This is incognito, this is incognito, and third one also incognito, right? Single browser instance, multiple thing you can perform. So this is one of the concept that this Playwright have. And let me quickly move to the next concept, next feature, sorry. So this is the another concept that is sharding. Sharding basically just distributing your test cases across the, I would say, across the machine, right? So as I mentioned, Playwright support by default parallel mechanism. So if you go to the config file, if you, as already explained, if you see in line number 35, under the project, we have different browser here, right? So you can execute. So if you go to the line number, if you see in the line number 29, I have given here 4 worker. So right now, if I run in my test folder, you can see I have given 2 example here. One is the example 1, another is example 2. Here you can see there is 15 test cases total. And in example 2, I have 6 test cases, total 22 test cases, right? So I have just executed before this conference. So you can see all the test cases are executed here, and they are taking almost around 17.6 seconds, right? But if you use the concept of sharding, so what is sharding? So as I mentioned, Playwright provide this YAML file by default. You can just customize according to your requirement. So if you see in the line number 4, I have given shard. This is the pattern. This is the format of this YAML file when you are going to implement the shard concept here, right? So I'm just doing here the installing the dependency, then running the Playwright test case here. Then I'm importing uploading the blob report. Blob report is just kind of space where blob is the space where all my report data will go in the JSON format. And after that, it will basically download that blob report and then merge all because I am running my test cases. Let me quickly show you the GitHub so that you can easily understand. So here you can see, first of all, you can see here, I am running my test cases, these test cases. In this example 1, we have 16 test cases. In example 2, we have 6 test cases, total 22 test cases, right? So 22 test cases we are running in 4 machines. So where I have mentioned here in the line number 4. If you want to increase your machine, or your start, you can just write, you can increase here, right? So when you see here, when I have executed these test cases just few minutes back, let me quickly show you. So in the machine one, because I have total 22 test cases. So in machine one, you can see here 6 test cases are run. In machine two, again 6 test cases are run, and in the third machine, 5 test cases are running. Okay, so 6, 6, 12, then 5, 17, and in the last one, you will see 5 test cases will running. So what Playwright will do, it will do automatically, it will distribute your test cases. So if you observe, I have 22 test cases, right? In the third machine, or in the third, you can see he has executed the test case of test file, I mean test case of 1 of the test file of 2, right? So we have, that is the one thing that we have to keep in mind when we are creating our test cases. We have to make test case like they should run isolate. Otherwise, it might create a problem. Here, if you see, I am running in my test file, first file, in one first specs file, I have 16 test cases. It will run all the 16 files till the machine number 3. And in the machine number 3, you can see it running one test case of the specs file 2, and remaining 5 test cases it running in the second machine, right? So what it will do, it will distribute accordingly as per the number of test cases in the specs file. So in my specs file, I have total 22 test cases. If you have 23 test cases, it will divide kind of like I have 4 machine, 23 divided by 4, it will distribute the test cases accordingly. So this is one of the great concept of the Playwright that you can basically implement in your project, right? So let's move quickly to the other feature. So CodeGen, Playwright Inspector, and Test Review. This is one. These are the another feature that the Playwright have actually. So CodeGen is just basically if you are the beginner in the Playwright, so you can leverage this feature. It will automatically generate code for you, and you can, after the generating, during the generating, you can also inspect. I will show you. You can inspect the your object. You can get the locator. You can and you can also put the assertion in the CodeGen itself. So let me quickly show one demo so that you able to understand all these 3 concepts actually quickly. So just a minute. Let me quickly go to the Visual Studio again. Sorry. Yeah. So let me open this command here. So for to run the to record the command, we have to run this command npx playwright CodeGen, and whatever the site you want to basically whatever the or for whichever the site you want to record the action, you can do. So I have given here this site here. So npx playwright CodeGen. So it will open this site here, lambda test. Okay, and you can see by default page.goto is coming here, right? And whatever I perform here, they are automatically, suppose I write here abc@qa.com, and here abc 123 something. So they will automatically record here. This is one of the thing. Other thing, if you observe here, we have basically 3 icon. You can see here 1, 2, 3. So these are basically very beneficial. So this icon basically for to pick the locator. Suppose I want to pick the locator, I want to know what the locator of this continue button. I have to click on this and just click on this, and you can see here, you can see in the get by role, this is the locator for this, right? This is the one feature that that this Playwright Inspector have. Another feature is if you want to put the assertion, right? I want to put, okay, I am in the logout page. Once I logged out, I want to make sure this text should display. So I will click this icon and then I click on this. So if you can see here, this assertion automatically display, right? Another one, this one, this is related to the text one. Suppose I want to verify this text written something, this one. So you can see here, assert their element contain returning customer. If you click on this green icon, it will automatically put here the assertion. So this is one of the good thing. If you are if you are a beginner in the Playwright, you can leverage that benefit. I mean, you can leverage this benefit of this CodeGen. And parallelly, this is not only basically recording, and parallelly doing so many things. You are picking the locator, you are putting the assertion also there, right? And the another thing here is this one. This is for the text, and this is the last one, asset value. Suppose in your test case, there is some value you want to verify, like suppose quantity or something. You are adding some item into the cart, and after adding, you want to make sure cart quantity properly or added properly or not. So you can do this assertion. I mean, you can use you can use this assertion actually, right? So this is all about this code gen, and these are the basically 4 or 5. Actually, you can see these are the small like and these are the features that you can utilize, and it will definitely, when I hope they will, I mean, helpful for if you are a new, if you are a beginner for the Playwright actually, right? So let me quickly move to the next slide. Okay, let me, before moving to the next slide, let me explain about the tracer view also, right? So just give me a minute. Let me quickly close it and let me. So tracer view is one of the thing that I just told you just few minutes back. So in tracer view, one of the amazing feature of the Playwright that help in debugging. So suppose you want to, suppose I have executed this test case, right? So after execution, suppose I want to debug the activity of this test case. So you can see in the top. So let me start from the top. So here you can see in the 1.8 second, it has opened this login screen. And when it go to the 2.0 second, it start basically typing the username and then password. So you can, for every millisecond, every second, you can track from here where what is happening with my application and all. Apart from that, suppose you want to, this is before and after here, right? So you can take the help of this. So what is the value of this before and after? You can take the benefit of this. These are the command basically for every test case you are executing. These are the basically command that is coming, and this is the metadata. It will tell about about in which browser you are running, what is the width and height, and all this giving all the detail. And one good thing, if you see in the bottom, this is the other good thing about this tool Playwright. In the tracer view, you can see your code, your calls, your log, like. So suppose you have click here, then you can see, okay, when I click this password, what is the value? You can see here the value displaying here, right? Log you can check, error you can check, console if there is any console you have put, because during the debugging we have to put the console log or something. You can just put and you can just verify when my application is running, if that console is printing properly or not. You can verify. You don't need to go to the browser and inspect. You can do from here itself. Network call, every network call you can track from here. Attachment you can do if there is any attachment something there. So everything you can do with the help of this tracer view. This is the one good thing. So I mean to say it's very easy for debugging, right? So this is the one thing about this feature. Let me quickly move fast because I have very less time. Now come to the API automation. So Playwright support API automation. We don't need to add any library or any package as such. So just install the Playwright and you can start basically the API automation. So normally in API automation, we have the client, server, and database. Client, the when the this is the presentation layer. So we have done a request, go to the server communicate with the database here. So normally this is the kind of basically I would say client server, you can say architect type. So here the presentation layer and API basically lie here. So normally API automation we do here in the business layer, right? So Playwright allow you to make the HTTP request directly you test where you can use the Playwright request API, different type of, you can do get, post, put. I will give you an example of all of these, right? So you don't need to install anything, just you can take the benefit of this tool for API automation. Now question is come, this is the one thing, do API automation first if feasible. So this is the kind of, I would say this is the best practice. So if you have the endpoint, if you have endpoint is available, so this is, I would suggest you have to do the API automation first. So benefit is simple, low maintenance cost, faster feedback because you can find the bug as early as possible. Stability, because if you find the bug early stage, application will be stable. Early detection of issue, I already mentioned, and there are some of stats here. API testing can be reduced the testing time by 50%. This is from the smartware. Company that shift API first development experience, 20% increase in the release velocity and 25 in the decrease. So if there is a, I mean, possibility in your project, you can do the API first. So you have to do, definitely you have to do the first, the API automation. Let's quickly move to the mocking of the API. So before mocking of the API, let me give you an example. how you can do the API automation with the help of Playwright. So let me show some example here. So for the example purpose, I have given this some sample here. So this is the get all type of card operations you can perform with the help of Playwright. So this is the get simple request get. I am just requesting this. So the command is request.get. Similarly, in this, I am just getting and verifying few of the thing. Request.get, then just what are the response I am getting, just passing into the JSON format, and then just verifying 200 and name and first name and last name and all the thing actually, right? For the post request, you have to just tweak in the command request.post and you have to pass the data in your body, right? And after doing all these things, you can just simply you can verify, right? Similarly for the post, this is another example. This is for the put request.put, you have to do this command, and then you have to basically, I have given here hard coded, but this is not the best approach actually. This was the just demo purpose. We have to keep, we do not have to keep like that actually, right? So this is just for the demo purpose. And delete, finally in the delete, you can give the user ID and you can basically perform all the card operations. There is another example here for the like creating the booking. So this is the post request and I have given this data here, right? This is the, I have to use the faker here. So just getting the first name, random first name or last name or number here, and just verifying all this thing here. So very simple actually, not a complicated one, right? So very straightforward. And this is another example where you can see I am generating the token here. I am adding username and password. I am just generating the token in the line number 14. And that token I am using further for my basically API automation for the post request, put request here, right? So this is about the API. Let's quickly move to the mocking. How basically what is mocking? So first we need to understand the mocking of the API. API mocking technique, which is tester created, is cemetery version of real API. This mock API replicate the behavior of the actual API, but does not handle any data or interact with the external system. So in the simple language, if suppose if you do not have you have the API endpoint, but you do not know what types of data, you do not know, you do not know the when the my application go, how it will look basically, right? So what you can do, and you have to test this application with lot of data suppose, right? And but you do not have the actual data. So what you will do, what you can do, you can mock the data, and with the help of mocking of data, you can test your application, right? So let me give a quick example so that you can understand. I do not want to go to the theoretical part, so just give me a moment. I'm going a bit fast, sorry for that, because I have very less time. So let me give an example here. So suppose this is one of the site here. Let me open this. Yeah. So suppose this is the one of the site here, right? So you can see here the fruit's name, right? And I have a scenario that my client say, okay, I have to, Kailash, I have to test with 500 record, right? So how can we do? What I will do, I will just mock the response and will put all the remaining data into through the response and just make sure my application working with the 500 record or not, because it might be possible I have to test in, suppose you can assume, suppose here is the paging functionality here there, and I have to test with 5 paging functionality working properly or not. But for the paging, to test the paging functionality, I require a lot of data, right? So what I can do with the help of mocking, I insert the data and I can check, because as you insert the data, suppose suppose the developer had written the code like that, after 20 record or after 10 record, the pagination will be enabled. So what you can do, you can just put whatever the record you want to put, 500, 600, and just test your paging functionality with the help of mocking. So let me quickly show you the example. So this is one of the example of the request. So how we do the mocking basically? So for the mocking, we have to use this command page.route. What it will do, it will intercept this request basically. So if you see here, if I go to the network call here, let me quickly show you. So you can see in the header, there is a API call here in the URL, right? So what I did here, I just mocked this URL, right? So you can see in the line number 4. And what I am doing here, you can see I am mocking the request. So there are two ways basically to mock the data. First of all, your client say, okay, I want to, Kailash, I want to test with only 5 record. I do not want to, suppose in your application, all the record are coming, but you want to test with only 4 record. You want to check, okay, when I have no record or I have only 1 record or 2 record, how my application behave, how my application look actually, right? So what you can do, you can mock the data. So here, what I did here, I keep the data. I am just overriding this data. I am keeping whatever the data I want, I keeping in the JSON from line number 5, you can say from line number 5 to line number 10. And then what I'm doing in the route.fulfill, what is this command and route.fill, I am passing this JSON that I want actually, right? Route.fulfill is a specific action you can take on a request intercept by the page or route. Okay. This is the one thing when we are requesting. I am requesting. I do not need all this data. I need only four rows. Suppose I need only four item here. This is the one case. Other case, it might be possible. Client say, I want to test with 500 records. So what we will do, we will in the line number 5, same thing. We will intercept, and what I will fetch all the response first. In line number 8, you can see I have fetched all this data here in the line number 8, and then I'm just parsing it to the JSON. And once I get that data, I mean to say all this data, I'm just pushing the data that I want actually, right? I'm saying dragon fruit, apricot, and palm. It is not here actually, right? If you see here, it till melon and lime on, right? So this way you can mock your data, you can mock the request, you can mock the response as well. So it's up to you actually how you want. So let me quickly run so that you can see. So I will run first the request and then I will run the response one.
Kailash, a quick check on time.
Sorry,
It's your
I
last.
will take 5 minutes more.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So this is I am running the first request. So in request, what it will do, it will override my all the fruits actually. So when I say override, just give me a minute. Just a minute. Okay. So that you can, yeah, these are the food around 10 or 15. So if you see in the UI, let me quickly. So you can see here in the right side, right? So it has override all these data with this one, Locoma, Guava, Kiwi, Peach, and Fig, right? This is the one thing. This is the request. So what it did actually, it override all this data, right? I do not want all this data. I want only 5 fruits only here. Another example is response. When I am getting the response, I am saying, when I am getting the response, please append 5 or 6 or 10 or 1,000 more fruits so that I can test my application. So let me run this test case. Yeah, here you can see dragon fruit, apricot, palm, it will add it actually. And if you go to the network call here and you see the body, initially we have the item, I mean fruits till the lime. And when I intercept the API and then I override the response by adding more fruits. So you can see 3 fruit or 4 fruits. I mean 3 fruits are added in the bottom actually. Dragon fruit, apricot, and palm. So even in the UI, you can see dragon fruit, apricot, and palm are added actually. So this is one of the benefit of this mocking of the data. So you do not need to depend upon the client actually. Okay, client will provide the data, then I will do. You can make your own data. You can test it. You can, because normally problem come when we test in the application in the mobile also, right? So you can just mock your data. You can test in the mobile. You can test in the web with small data, with large data. It's up to you actually. Right. I hope the concept is clear. I am going a bit fast. Sorry for that. Okay. Let me quickly move to the next slide. Yeah, some of the best practices. So as if you remember, when I showcase you the sharding concept, so you see in the sharding, one of the specs file test case is running in the third machine, right? So if the test cases are not isolated, then there might be problems. Okay, so when we create our test cases, we have to make sure, okay, it might be possible this test case will run in my first machine, or second test case might run in my third machine, something like that. So we have to make our test case isolate. Inbuilt locator. So it is recommended from the Playwright also. They have very, I mean, so many inbuilt locator, get by role, get by attribute, get by ID. We have to use the inbuilt locator. Chaining we can do definitely to filter the data. We don't need to write the long basically locator. We can just filter. We can just, like here you can see we get the list item, then I'm filtering the product to here. Code gen we can use the sharding, we can use the concept of basically, we can use the browser context concept, we can use the basically for our basically to run the application in the single browser instance. So these are some of the best practices that we have to follow. But yes, one of the big thing that we have to keep in mind, the isolation, our test case should be isolated. Otherwise, when you run your test case in the CI/CD pipeline, it might be break actually, right? Okay, this is, I think, all about
Thank you,
my
Kailash.
presentation. Thank you for your
Uh,
time. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
yeah, GTR, thanks for inviting me. So I hope you guys, I'm a bit fast, but sorry for that.
No,
In
I think
case,
it
yeah,
was fairly good
yeah,
speed. But we have one question. Does
sure.
Playwright support request training?
Yes, requesting, yes. And one more thing, if you guys have any question, just ping me. I will available in, LinkedIn. You can just
Yes,
basically,
I have
yeah,
only one question.
sure.
This tool is license free?
No, yeah, it's free. No
Okay.
cost, no cost.
No cost. So, we are upload that download the any system
Yes. You can download any system. You have to just use the NPM, either
to
NPM.
iOS.
Yeah. Any environment, any platform.
Okay. Thank you.
If you feel any issue, if any issue come, just ping me in LinkedIn. I will help you. No issue.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Any question, any other thing I can
Okay,
help?
just one more thing, I
Sure,
guess.
sure.
Will it help in identifying security vulnerabilities like we have in Cypress?
I think he talking about the cross origin. Yeah, it basically it allow. Though be frank, I have not tried in secure this cross origin here in Playwright. Cypress I definitely try, but here I have not tried. But for this I am not sure. But yeah, definitely I will ping. I will reply this. Whoever asked this question, just ping me in LinkedIn. I will reply you definitely.
Sure.
But I think it's support. But I'm not sure yet. I mean 100%. But I think it's support.
Okay. Does it provide API execution report?
As such, we do not require the separate API execution, right? So, right, if you remember, I mean, for him, actually, both are same. Actually, suppose I have to do the UI automation and API automation both in my project. So, what I will do normally, I will create one UI folder, or I will distribute with the folder. In one folder, I keep my all the UI automation or functional test cases. In other folder, I will keep the API automation, and the report will combine actually. But yes, if you want only API, then you can use the basically tag and all. We can provide the tag, like, okay, run only the API or run only the regression, run only the functional test cases. We can do actually. But as such, there is no difference between, like, for UI different report, for API different report. No, there is no as such actually. It's a consolidated report actually. We will come if you are running both the in a single hit actually.
Okay, last question for the day. Can it be used for device testing?
Responsiveness testing we can do, right? Responsiveness testing we can do, but yeah, but like basically downloading the APK and all, we cannot do like that. But yes, if you have to test like the responsiveness, when I say responsiveness, I mean to say now like this, if my application will basically how it look in iPad, how it look in tablet, in different resolution, and I can test there in different resolution we can do, but it will not support like that download the APK and all. But down the line might be they will support, or they are planning to support. But right now, as such, in my knowledge, actually, they don't have that. But yes, mobile responsiveness you can do with the help of this.
Okay. Thanks, Kailash. Thanks for answering all of them. Payal, if you can take over.
Thank you.
So I guess we have one more question from
Yeah.
Bharatwaj.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So that question is, what metrics should we be tracking to ensure the effectiveness of our API and UI tests?
Sorry. Can you come again? Actually, I down my speaker bit. Yeah. Can you come again, please?
Yeah. So the question from him is, what metrics should we be tracking to ensure the effectiveness of our API and UI tests?
Metric, actually, I do not understand the question. Effectiveness. What do you mean by effectiveness? But if I understand correctly, first thing we can do API automation. You can do UI automation with the help of Playwright. And regarding the effectiveness, if I think basically as such, I do not feel any problem so far. You can do API automation very any type of API, basically whether it's the any type of API you can do with the help of Playwright, right? And if you have to create API and UI in a single project, you can do. even even I am doing in my project. You can leverage the Playwright for both API and UI. Even not API UI, you can use the accessibility. You can do the visual testing with the help of Playwright. So four type of testing we can
it is possible, no? User test API testing in the UI based.
yes
Directly
yes
open the developer
yes
tools and check
yes
with
yes
this.
yes
So
yes
what is the
possible.
difference about that this tool and related for the UI based?
No. In the when you run your application, basically in the UI, you will see all the UI component, right? You are filling the data and everything you are filling, and you are clicking here and there, right? When you run your API test cases, you will see only the command actually, and in the command in the left side that I saw actually, in the command you can see, okay, this request is going, this is the post request, this is the get request. If there is any error is coming, right? You can inspect, you can take the leverage of tracer view. There is a showcase. But there is definitely we do not have any UI for the API. But yes, for the in the left side that I saw in the command, you can see all the command: get, put, post, delete, whatever you have written. One thing, if there is any issue is come with the help of tracer view, you can take take the leverage of tracer view. You can see the network call, you can see the console, you can see the logs, everything you can do.
So in the
Ex-
interest
How
of
to handle
guys, can I request you
the
to
barrier
basically take
token?
Amit, can we request you to take this offline? Because I think we are
Yeah.
awaiting for few
Mhm.
things here. And my request that thank you so much, Kailash, for being so
Okay.
proactive and answering all the questions. Amit, my sincere apologies that we want to basically move ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amit, you can just ping me in LinkedIn. I will connect with you. No issue. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Take care.
Excellent session. Thank you so much,
Bye.
Kailash.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Kailash. Thanks for the excellent session. And thank you for sharing your insights and your thoughts. They were very good. The session was very good. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
So
Bye.